On my first day of class, I discovered that the classroom door handle had been electrified. I knew those students wanted to give me, the new teacher, a harsh welcome. It was because they were the naughtiest students in the entire school. Just as the students were full of anticipation, I lifted my leg and kicked the door down. The force was so great that it knocked the students off their feet. I then calmly walked up to the podium and introduced myself. However, a man in the classroom scolded me for lacking professional ethics. Hearing this, I casually picked up a blackboard eraser. I threw it straight into the boy's mouth to shut him up, but this only made the other students even angrier. They all pulled out tennis balls and started throwing them at me. To me, this was nothing but child's play. I effortlessly knocked every tennis ball back. The classroom was instantly filled with cries of pain, but I had no intention of letting them off so easily. I then grabbed a handful of chalk. I mercilessly hurled it at the entire class. I knew I had to make them submit to me. After several rounds of discipline, the students in the class finally behaved themselves. I then warned them that if they dared to misbehave again, the consequences would be far worse than what they had just experienced. The students were so frightened that none of them dared to make a sound. That day, as I was preparing to go to class, I suddenly heard an explosion coming from the classroom. I guess the students were causing trouble again, so I left and walked into the classroom to check the situation. I found that the chemistry teacher's experiment had failed because the students were too unruly, yet the students showed no remorse at all. It turned out that a newly transferred rich kid was leading them. That was why the students had become so reckless. They provoked me and challenged me to a bomb-making contest, but I thought making bombs was too simple and boring. If we were going to compete, we should compete in building a rocket. The students thought I was just bragging and mocked me one after another. The rich kid even threatened that if I couldn't build a rocket, I would have to leave the school immediately. I gladly accepted the challenge. Then we all went together to an open field near the school. I wasn't nervous at all. I only took out a bottle of soda and a roll of tape. I stated that I could build a rocket using just those two items. Sure enough, the students mocked me, saying that it was impossible to build a rocket with just those things. But I knew that soda contained carbon dioxide. The pressure produced by carbon dioxide could generate an upward reaction force and launch the rocket into the sky. That was the lesson I had prepared to teach the students.